Hello there. What a beautiful morning we've got in Crested Butte. I'm here up top of the head wall. I'm going to be working on some technique for riding steep terrain. What better place to work on that than the former venue of U.S. Extreme Skiing Competition. Not the freshest powder day here, but still not bad. Kind of chalky. We've got some good leftovers from the storm earlier this week. And hardly a person out on the mountain right now. So while I'm riding steep terrain today, I'm going to be focusing on how I'm managing the pressure underneath my snowboard. You see a lot of folks in steep terrain making jump turns or turns similar to that, where in order to remove the pressure from their snowboard, they're hopping and landing on a new edge. If they don't hop, you're going to see sometimes that they still rise up and then sink down onto that new edge. Now, if you're riding mellow, groomed terrain, you can get away with that. However, when you're rising up over your board to change edges, you're then absorbing all of that pressure by sinking down, and you have more pressure to deal with because your center of mass has to move so far down as it increases pressure on that board. Today, I'm going to be working on moving my center of mass down towards my board as I change edges, and then extending my legs throughout my turns to increase the pressure on that board. Let's see, hopefully a little wider view, give you an idea what we're working with here. So as I'm releasing one edge, I'm sinking down, and then I'm extending my legs to apply pressure to my edge, creating friction and reducing my speed. Now, it's important to try and only increase the pressure as much as necessary. Some people, myself included, can quite often burn all the gas in their tank right at once. And you extend your legs fully and abruptly. And then you don't have any more room to extend and apply pressure throughout that back half of the turn. So I'm going to be going pretty slow through here, picking things apart. I've not been through this portion of the head wall yet this season, so there may be some sharks to dodge. I'm going to be taking it turn by turn, focusing on increasing that pressure throughout all phases of the turn and only applying as much pressure as I need to slow down. That way I don't have to accidentally absorb from a big impact at the end of a turn. Let's give it a go. Nice and chalky so far. No big sharks. Woo! And there's a couple rocks. We're gonna go a little left around that. A bit bony out in the middle still. We're gonna cut it into Powder 8 Gully here. Oh, wow. Still some nice pockets of fresh. Everything else is chalk. I'm gonna drop down to release pressure and extend my legs throughout the turns to increase. Release, increase. Release and increase. Release and increase. Release and increase. Release and increase. Release. Whew. Pretty good snow in there. You'll see there are a couple choppier spots, but because I was extending my legs throughout the turn, I had room to sink and absorb any little things that came up unexpectedly. Whereas if I had started my turns by extending and sinking in, I may have lost all of my ability to absorb unexpected variation in the terrain before I reach it. Although ideally I'd like to have a smooth extension, we're in extreme terrain here. It's okay to absorb a little after we've extended and applied pressure early in the turn. If we don't pressure that board early in the turn to reduce our speed, then we're gonna have too much pressure at the end of the turn to be able to handle. We're gonna chatter out or get bucked off our board. Nice slow application of pressure. Really enjoying the chalk here today. Nice slow run to the head wall above us. And that's gonna do it for today's morning lap. We'll check back in with you next week. Happy shredding out there.